One of the more annoying arguments of the modern world is the equity versus equality argument, because equality simply is not enough anymore. And some of our leading politicians have decided to support the cause of equity. For example, have you seen this profound metaphor describing the differences between equity and mere equality? The struggle for equity is a falsehood. It is a manufactured cause. And this shallow little illustration only helps to prove that. You see, when I watched this, I knew immediately that it would have turned out differently if I had been the guy on the bottom. In fact, why don't we do that?
So there's a big difference between equality and equity. Equality suggests, everyone should get the same amount. The problem with that, not everybody's starting out from the same place.
Okay, am I expected to climb that mountain? I wouldn't climb that mountain even if I could reach that rope.
So if we're all getting the same amount, but you started out back there and I started out over here, we can get the same amount, but you're still going to be that far back behind me.
Bye, guy. Have fun up there. Take a few pictures for me. Whoa, what the hell is going on now?
It's about giving people the resources and the support they need so that everyone can be on equal footing and then compete on equal footing.
Oh, I get it. Now I can reach the rope. The thing is, I still have no interest in climbing that mountain.
Equitable treatment means we all end up at the same place.
Okay, the thing about this silly, clunky rope and mountain metaphor is that I can see that same sunrise even without climbing that mountain. Of course, that doesn't matter to them. They just want everyone to reach the top of the mountain. There's more than one problem with that, though. For starters, there is not enough room at the top of any mountain, economic or cultural, for everyone to stand there. But that's okay, though, because a much bigger problem for this ridiculous illustration is that not everyone wants to reach the top of the mountain. I wasn't just being a smartass about that. I do not want to climb that rope up that mountain. I do not want to be the CEO of a major corporation. I do not want to be an astrophysicist. I do not want to be a 4-star general. I do not want to be a senator. I have no desire to reach the top of that mountain. Most of us don't.
Equitable treatment means we all end up at the same place.
We don't all want to end up in the same place. We have different goals. Even down here, away from the mountain, in the terrain that is much more easily traversed, we still don't want to reach the same place. I have no desire to be an auto mechanic. I have no desire to be a chef. I have no desire to be a farmer or a doctor. I do not want to end up in the same place as everyone else. And some careers just defy this philosophy completely. How is this plan supposed to be applied to musicians? Are all musicians supposed to reach the same place? How do you arrange it so that every musician attains an equal amount of fame and appreciation? How do you create equitable audiences for a field of art? And it's not just the arts either. An inventor, for example, has to create something new. Or are all inventors supposed to reach the same place? Is someone who changes the world with a water-powered car supposed to receive the same amount of reward as the guy who makes a machine to fold paper airplanes? Equity is not something the world will ever have. What's more, equity is not desirable. You see, the one thing they got right was the depiction of mountain climbers. To reach the top, you have to work hard. That's the way it is, and nothing can change that. And not everyone is going to put forth the same amount of effort and dedication. And the funny thing is that, whether she meant to or not, Kamala recognized that fact in her well-intentioned litany.
Equitable treatment means we all end up at the same place.
That's supposed to be the end goal. So, why then did she also say this?
It's about giving people the resources and the support they need so that everyone can be on equal footing and then compete on equal footing. Compete on equal footing. Compete on equal footing.
Compete on equal footing. People have to compete? Does she not realize that even if you start people out at the same place, that the victor of any competition will then be ahead? They will not end up at the same place. Now, this is one of two things. Either she has no idea what she's talking about, or she's just saying something that sounds good. The equity she describes starts people out at the same place. But if competing on equal footing is her plan, then arriving at the same place is not. The only way to assure that everyone arrives at the same place is to eliminate the effect of competition. You cannot have both. Either you want to provide equal competition that results in differences of success and reward, or you want to provide equality of outcome that makes competition completely pointless. Now me, I oppose either approach. But even if I supported one or the other, I certainly have enough sense to see that you can only do one or the other. It's not just that I disagree with her. Kamala's equity ad doesn't even make sense.